So we're gonna see if 2 ropes makes it down or not. So again, and you saw this the other day, you didn't. We're just lacing it in our hands so that when we chuck it down, it doesn't form a knot, because we can't just do a continuous loop over our shoulder and expect it not to be a huge knot ball at the bottom. And this is plenty of weight, and then this weight is what drags everything else down, right? So, yeah, make sure my leg's not gonna get caught here. Rope. All right. So if you guys wanna check out where that stopped, there's plenty of slack on the bottom, but those barrel knots are on the rope tails, so nobody wraps off, right? So you can go down there, and then we can go on and ascend it back up.
What do you mean by loading platform?
Well, just somewhere flat to stand, where we're not like tying in down there, right? So it would be nice if our master point was a little bit more to our side, but it's not. So Dallas, I think you'll be first.
Oh man.
And then Johnny will be second, and then I will be last.
Why don't you want to go first?
I want you to go first.
Because, well, I can't go first because I need to make sure everything's right before you guys go. You got your backpack?
John, just gonna get the backpack.
So, are you going or am I?
Can you go first?
Sure.
Okay. So, I've only ever rappelled, I think, with figure 8.
Okay. So, we don't just want to hold stuff. Where's your locker? Spin it around. Alright, so we'll let this dangle until we're ready to put it in. And teeth go down in this orientation, right?
Yep.
Go on and give me your safety purcell. Doop, doop. Alright. So, we'll go on and hit you with and a 1 and a 2 and a tree. Alright, so now you're gonna go on and attach your 3rd hand right here with either a Klemheist or a Prusik 6-foot. Yep, exactly. Just hold this rope here. I'll demo 1 and then let you do. Alright, so I'm gonna offset the barrel knot, right? I'm going to
1, 2, 3. And that guy.
So I'm gonna give myself about this big of a loop. I'm gonna wrap down 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna go through. I've never done this upside down before. All right, and I'm gonna rip down.
Sorry.
So there's my check. So with your hand on top of it, it'll easily slide down, but if for whatever reason your hand comes off your belay device, this will stop you. So this goes into a locking carabiner that's through both your hot points. There you go. Sweet. So that's on your left because this is going to be on your left. Okay. Boom. So now that you're attached to something, you can go on and take out your purcell here. Go on and wrap that back around yourself. Okay, all right, so this is locked up. It's not locked up. Go and take off your ATC, or I'm sorry, leave that on. So what we're gonna do a 2-rope rappel, right? So these are your brake strands. Stuff both ropes
Into one or opposite ones?
like this. All right, and then now carabiner through everything. See how the minimal amount of time that we had it out. All right, you're safe here. You're safe here. This is stop. This is go super fast. Don't do that because you don't have gloves on. So you're gonna be all the way down, right? And then you're just gonna, if right here at this point is when it starts milking, just freeze your hand here so you don't have to have a super tight grip way out here. Just find that friction zone.
Okay.
All right, on your way down, you're gonna wanna untwist those ropes, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're all set, buddy.
So it's the safety lesson as how
Yes.
you drive it?
Yep, the operation's the same. It's just with 2 ropes. Johnny, keep that climb heist down. There you go. Keep it right on top of that ATC with your left hand. Looking like it's about to lock out on you. Hey Johnny, so if you take your climb heist, shove it down to the ATC, go locking position with your right hand, you can use your left hand or your right hand to untwist. As long as you stay in that brake position and keep one hand on the brake hand, you're good.
Okay, I'll get the backpack.
It's all right. Yeah. 30 meters is farther than I thought when you're looking at it from above. That looks farther than 30 meters. All right, third hand first. So that's your 6 foot. And you can do a Prusik or you can do a climb heist, whichever one you want to do.
What was the one where you did it in threes over itself?
Okay, so that was the climb heist. So that was where we offset the barrel knot at the bottom.
Okay.
And then we left a loop about yay big and then started wrapping down 3 times, pulled everything through this loop and down. Again. And that's good. Down. Yes. There we go. Money. All right. So go on and clip into this. So you're gonna need a non-locker, or I'm sorry, a locking carabiner and your hot points. Nope. Other way. Good. And that attaches to your third hand. And now you can go on and lock that up. Up a little bit of slack for us. Fold it over so now I can see that these are my brake strands.
Okay, it's like that.
Yes,
And
exactly.
then locking carabiner.
Just stuff them in.
There you go.
And so this will, you'll notice this gives you, here's your, this, through all of them. So you'll notice this will give you approximately twice the amount of friction you felt 2 days ago.
Okay.
All right.
And then,
Remember to keep this right on top of that ATC on your way down. That's only there in case. And you are safe. You are good to
so
go.
this is wide open. You need it like that, right?
Yes, that's brake.
That's brake.
Try to keep your hand a little farther from the ATC. Drop it down. These non-lockers over here on this anchor point are beta beaners that my dad was using in the 80s and 90s. I don't even know if Beta Beaner exists as a company anymore. But we just brought a bunch of his old climbing gear back to life. Just threw away all the soft goods, replaced them. All the hard stuff, making it work, making it work. So Dallas, one thing that you'll notice is that the longer this rope gets on top of you, the more left and right options you have. You don't have to just go straight down in the direction of gravity. You can push right, push left the longer that rope gets. see what we got here. Yep, that's good. Very nice. Ready to go. So now when you stand up, you want to be close to the rock. There you go. And then now slide that up as far as you can get it. So the more vertically you stand, the higher you can slide that. Okay. So now when you're, yep, and then you lean back when you're working your foot loop. Exactly. Now, right now is when I would tie that first safety into the locking carabiner on my hot points.
Can you just do one rope?
You can do one or two. Two is kind of messy. One rope is plenty strong.
Just like that?
And it does. Is it an overhand or a slip knot?
Slip knot?
No, go for slip knot.
Okay, so I gotta do the whole...
Take a bite, make an overhand, put that in your carabiner, lock the carabiner, and then climb another 10 feet. He don't have his radio on him. Johnny, redo your safety. Your loop is big. Long fall. So if you, and it's okay to leave those overhands loosey-goosey because you'll probably never need it, and it can tighten up if you did fall. But untying it and cleaning it before you drop it, because if there was an overhand in that and we were climbing our weight on that, that's gonna be super tight when we get to it. And both of our friction hitches would be below that knot. So that's gonna require a little bit of brain matter to get past that, because we have to get past it before we can untie it, because it's loaded, right? So you'd have to, a good option would be to tie into your ATC, tie off the ATC so you can go hands-free, so that both your harness and your foot loop were loose, completely come off of those so you're dangling from the ATC, retie them above the damn knot. Like, it's just a mess. And then you'd have to shimmy up to where the ATC was loose, come off that, and now finally you can untie that now super tight overhand. So yeah, just clean the route for everybody as you go. Because this is kind of your last resort. Like, hey, I have a climber that just can't make it up this part, so we're gonna do this method to get them up here so we can proceed. You know what I mean? Yep, both hands above, don't touch the friction hitch. Both hands above the highest climb heist. And pull. And stand. Yep, straighten that right leg, good job. Now you can slide that harness loop up. Very nice. All right, let's go on and do that safety now. So before you raise that up, I guess you can raise it up some, but keep your weight on your harness. All right, so pick either of those ropes, make a big bite and tie an overhand. And then that overhand's going in your locking carabiner on your hot point, the one that's not being used. Oh no. A lot of loosey-gooseys. Almost there. Loose rock. Bad rock. Bye.
At this point, we're stacking rope into John's pack. He'll descend a fixed rope using a Prusik or his ATC, depending on how steep the terrain is at whichever moment. A self-recovering double rope is directly tied to a natural anchor. This was repeated twice to make it down.